Owen Hart is back in the pro wrestling business. Check this out.
AEW and the Owen Hart Foundation announced a new partnership on Monday, which will include the creation of the Owen Hart Cup Tournament. The collaboration will also include production and distribution of unique and original Owen Hart merchandise, like action figures, apparel, posters, and other collectibles, and inclusion in the upcoming AEW console video game. The tournament will see the creation of a cup they are calling the Owen. Created in 2000 and run by Owen's wife, Martha, the nonprofit foundation provides global aid to at-risk communities with scholarships, housing, food drives, backpack giveaways, and more. Owen Hart, then 34, killed during an accident after being dropped into the ring while in a harness at the then WWF Over the Edge pay-per-view in May 1999. Martha later sued WWF, settled out of court for $18 million. AEW's relationship with the Hart family dates back to our inaugural pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, in 2019, and Owen's influence is still felt today. To extend his memory and his legacy even further through this agreement is a powerful and meaningful moment for the entire wrestling community, said Tony. Martha said, the Owen Hart Foundation extremely pleased to partner with AEW in this wonderful joint venture to honor Owen's substantial international wrestling career and the lasting influence he and his craft have had on the sport. AEW's Owen Hart Cup Tournament serves as a tremendous tribute to Owen, provides an incredible way for pro wrestling enthusiasts to celebrate his work in the most fitting way. We trust that Tony Khan and his amazing AEW team will do a brilliant job with this highly anticipated project. So there you go.
What fantastic fucking news, right? Like, we all love Owen Hart. Anybody that was around back then, if you're new to wrestling, and he's obviously a guy you've probably heard of for obvious reasons, and you've probably even heard, like, his wrestling was really great, high quality, but to really have lived through Owen, like, when Owen was the Blue Blazer, he was athletic, he was fun to watch, but he was the Blue Blazer. Both when he started and came in, and I didn't watch the Calgary stuff or anything like that, so I'm talking strict WWE run. He came in as the Blue Blazer back in like the 80s, late 80s, and he was okay. But he was exciting to watch, but he was obviously an undercard character. Then when he switched to Owen Hart, he still had a little bit of a rocky patch. He was teaming with Coco Beware. He was teaming with the Anvil. And they were wearing like checkers and like neon and like hammer pants. And it was a weird time in the early 90s. Don't judge it, okay? If you were around in the early 90s, you were wearing hammer pants too. Just like if you were around in the late 90s, you were wearing Jinkos. It's just the shit you did. Like fucking bell bottoms in the 70s or whatever. And fucking skin tight ball huggers in the 80s and kind of the nowadays too. Are we past the ball hugger jeans era? You know, the chick jeans, the girl pants. I don't see a lot of guys wearing the tight skinny jeans. That's what they're called. I don't see guys wearing skinny jeans a lot anymore. Is that still a thing? But if you were around in the early 90s, you were wearing hammer pants, and that's what Owen Hart did. So he was kind of floundering a little bit. But then they struck gold when they found this storyline that started with Owen starting to get a little bit fed up with his brother Brett always getting the spotlight. And I think I'm better than my brother Brett. And they did this really great slow burn storyline. This is, in my opinion, if I'm going to make a list of the top 10 greatest storyline angles, maybe not in professional wrestling ever, but probably WWE. I think there's probably room on that list somewhere for Brett versus Owen. It was so great. They started tag teaming together, and then they would do just little subtle things where Brett would just maybe overshadow Owen just a little bit, and Owen would maybe look at him a certain way. And he was starting to get fed up, and you could see that there was tension there. And I think Brett even got shoved by Owen. It was the Survivor Series. So they're having this Hart family against Shawn Michaels and his hooded people. I think it was supposed to be Jerry the King Lawler at some point, and then something happened to Lawler. Maybe it was that toe fungus he had from the Kiss My Foot match thing. But he had to drop out, and Michaels had like these knights. The king and his knights was the gimmick, right? So he had these masked knights, and it was Brett and it was Owen and their other two brothers. I don't know if Bruce was involved. Who cares? But anyway, they had this match, and during the match, Owen gets knocked off the rail by Brett. And Owen ended up, because of that, being the only one of the four Hart brothers that was pinned from the entire team. And when the Harts were celebrating the win at the end, Owen came in and he pushed his brother Brett. He was mad. I'm mad. You fucking knocked me off the ring into the railing. You're the reason why I got pinned in this match. But they smoothed it out. Right? They talked it out. They're brothers. Blood's thicker than water. All that stuff. They worked it out, and they're going to be a tag team, and they're going to challenge the Quebecers at the Royal Rumble for the tag team titles. And in that match, Owen turns on Brett. He kicked his leg out from under his leg, right? And Owen was fed up. I'm sick of you, Brett. Always stealing my spotlight. I'm the best Hart. I'm the king of Hearts. And that led to a match at Wrestle fucking Mania. And this was the match that opened WrestleMania 10. And this is one of the greatest in-ring technical match masterpieces in WrestleMania history. Bret the Hitman Hart versus his brother, the King of Hearts, Owen Hart. And Owen beats Bret. And he didn't cheat. He didn't pull the tights. He didn't kick him in the nuts. He didn't use a foreign object. He pinned Bret 1, 2, 3. Now, part of the story was that Bret didn't have his heart into it. He wasn't out there to beat the shit out of Owen. He was out there to just have a good little exhibition, so to speak. And Owen was out there to beat his brother Bret. And he did it. Clean in the ring, smooth as a baby, 1, 2, 3. Better than my brother. I did it. Yes, yes, yes. Then later on in the night, because of the goofy double Royal Rumble win with Bret and Lex Luger, Bret had to wrestle for the title later that night against Yokozuna in the main event. The last match, first match, then the last match. Wrestles for the title, wins the title. And every babyface comes out and celebrates Bret as the best, the champion, the leader of the locker room. And there's Owen standing in the entranceway, shaking his head, knowing that he's better than the fucking WWF champion. God, what a story. And they went on to have classic matches, a classic feud that went through the Survivor Series into a cage match, which is regarded as one of the best cage matches in WWF history. I'm telling you guys, Owen Hart, that was his greatest run, but he had more great shit. He was the 2-time Slammy Award winner. He was a great tag team with Yokozuna. I thought that was really powerful as well, him and Yoko. That was a really good tag team. When I was a kid, I was like, oh shit, it's on now. These guys are legit. And, he kind of started to wane for me towards the Attitude Era when he started wearing like the caution tape gear, the yellow and black. I was starting to kind of lose it for him again. Obviously still a great wrestler, but and I'm skipping over the reunion of the Hart Foundation and the fucking Canadian Stampede, and fantastic run all the way up through there. It was when after Bret left, I guess, is when Owen, I think, started to slow for me. And then, of course, there's a tragic ending there. But all of this to say is that Owen has not existed in the wrestling business ever since that tragic incident. And rightfully so. I get why Martha didn't want anything to do with it. And we've heard that other side of the story because we've heard for 20 years that Martha just was refusing it and we were missing out on our Owen because of Martha. We wanted him in the Hall of Fame. We wanted him to be in video games. We wanted his action figures. But Martha was like, fuck you. But rightfully so. But as we know now, this was not a beef with Owen being involved with the wrestling business. This was a beef with Owen being involved with WWE. That's the evil corporation. She wanted nothing to do with it. She's told her side of the story. She's on record. And she has now, she's dipped her toe in. She's done a few wrestling podcasts. She did the Pro Wrestling Tees deal. Now we get AEW coming through with what is essentially a Legends deal, but will also help promote Owen's charity. So it's going to be a fundraiser for Owen's charity as well as a Legends deal for Owen. It's a great symbiotic relationship between the two. And it's really what we need as wrestling fans. First AEW needs landmark legends of their own, when they're putting out a video game, for example. And now this video game is going to have CM Punk. It's going to have Bryan Danielson. And it's even going to have legends like Owen Hart. What other legends are they going to get for that? DDP, I would imagine, is probably a lock for that. But to bring Owen on, now you're going to do shirt deals. You're going to do action figures. Owen's back just essentially like a Legends deal. He's going to be around now. The Owen Cup. His name's going to get dropped. He's going to be a part of wrestling history all over again. And he gets to be a part of AEW's wrestling history. And AEW needs history that they can kind of, they need those legends. They need their own legends. And Owen can be their legend, even though Owen never stepped foot in their ring, obviously. They can be the keepers of his history, the caretakers of his legacy. And I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like it if you liked it. Yeah, and you can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on the channel. Oh yeah, dig it.